Oh, I moved, so did you have to check and make sure
No,
I was
I'm-
still in the frame?
Making sure it was all still recording. Oh, uncomfortable.
You got shoes on.
I know.
How's
I've got to
that
take my shoes
comfortable?
off.
It's not
Take my
comfortable.
shoes off. I was wearing shoes for you, Kim.
Why? Did she ask why we don't have shoes on?
Because she's like going back to that conversation that I had with her in real school about the fact that, like,
You don't wear shoes.
I'm like, if I'm wearing shoes, it's got to be where am I going, and why is it important enough that I have to wear shoes?
Well, we did,
Or
go
why is
out,
it
we did
formal?
go out this morning.
We did go out this morning, so. Anyway, shall we welcome?
Did it work?
I don't think that was a good one. That was much better.
It's ringing in my ear. I think that one worked. Sure, let's welcome.
Well, good morning. Good afternoon.
Good
What is
evening and good night.
Wherever you're watching in the world.
That'd be an interesting conversation.
Well, we could start
Pulling
with...
apart that movie.
Which one?
Truman Show.
Oh. Welcome to our wild, beautiful life. Our wild, beautiful life.
Welcome back. I haven't been on for a few weeks.
I know. We've
Hi,
had a
guys.
few little breaks, plus you weren't here. We did a special little podcast. It's probably the last episode.
Where I found out I am the fun police.
You are the fun police.
Apparently I'm the fun police, guys.
I don't think it's that you're the fun police, it's just that
Apparently I don't know how to laugh around my
you
children.
need to have more fun.
I need to know what that looks like from them.
That's a good point. I don't think it's that you're trying to not have fun or that you're cracking down and preventing people from having fun. Because you are the first to go, let's go out and do something. Let's go out and have some fun. Let's go and jump off the bridge.
I'm spontaneous.
Yeah. Mind you,
What I think is fun might not be what the boys think are fun.
True. Cups of tea and clothes swaps are not fun.
It was a lot of fun though.
I didn't say it wasn't.
Which reminds me, that means I've got like 3 reels I need to post.
I think that's cool. How many... I was curious about it. How many reels have you actually made in your entire life, do you reckon? How many?
A lot. Well into the hundreds. Well into the hundreds. They're fun. I like little videos.
True. I've got to get you editing.
What, these?
Yeah, why not?
Don't know. I probably want to more learn how to edit the videos that we do, that we have planned
It's the same.
for like the separate. Well, we don't know whether there's going to be a separate channel just for
True, but it's like...
the wild chaos of our life.
True, but it is the exact same process.
She was very hilarious. Last night, I actually had someone brave enough to tell me that I am chaotic.
Apart from me.
And I was like, I appreciate that so much. I'm like the chaotic ADHD. And she said she's the calmer ADHD. I'm like, is there such a thing?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let's see how well I go today not touching my hair.
I saw an awesome video which...
Can't hold my hands.
Why?
I said, let's see how well I go today not touching my hair. And you can't touch my hands.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear
keep
that
them.
section. I was thinking about something else. I wasn't listening to you. I'm sorry.
Thanks, man.
Wowzers. You need another cup of tea.
I just ate.
It's true.
It's my body trying to digest.
No, I saw a video that had like the guy and the girl next to it, and it said the 4 cycles that a woman will go through during a month normally, so to speak. And so in whatever cycle, she's just like eating heaps of food and he's just standing there and above his head says steady and above her is whatever cycle. And then it's like the next cycle and she's like jumping around and all excited and he just says like steady. And then like the next cycle and she's all like sad and just wants to be hugged and all this stuff and says steady. And then whatever the last cycle is and he's just standing there like steady. And I was like, whether that's female, male, or just because of like your tendencies and all sorts of stuff, but I've always said like you give me whiplash with the way that you change things so often. It's just like no wonder I have headaches all the time. There you go, the chiro. I need to let them know. I don't think it's because of my posture. I don't think it's because of work. It's just
brain injuries.
It's just because of Christy
Being
giving me
married to
whiplash.
All my creative ideas, all over the shop.
Yeah.
All over the shop. It was actually quite funny. I posted something on my Instagram this week of a representation of the two of us. And it was his bedside table, side of the bed and my side of the bed. And it was literally like calm and chaos. And it's really quite hilarious because we see those videos quite often where like it's two parts because these type of videos grind my gears where I am like very riled up, probably because I have boys. But it also makes me laugh because in our family it's the polar opposite. And so it's these videos where the wife is going around showing all the things that the husband does wrong. And so it's like if he doesn't pick up it, like he puts clothes down next to the clothes basket, not into the clothes basket. And like
the clothes basket? What's a clothes basket? That's in the clothes basket.
The clothes basket, hamper, whatever you want to call it.
Who calls it a hamper?
Americans.
Oh. Welcome to our American friends. Nice of you to catch up.
We have a few. So then on top of that, but it's like going around saying all the things that the husband does wrong or leaves out or is messy and all the things. And in our household, it's very different because whether it's always like this, I don't think it was, but one thing that has been taught by Baron from Baron's family pretty much from the time they were old enough is they did chores. And because of that, and because of his personality makeup and all that kind of thing, but he's very organised, very clean, does more housework than I do. And I just laugh because I am the husband version
You're the messy.
of the relationship apparently, and he's the wife version. I saw another video on TikTok and it was a day in the life of a guy who
Oh, is this the one where he looks after her?
where he looks after her because she works full time. And obviously it looks like she's got some health issues as well. So he's been like helping. So it's a whole thing where it's like time stamped and she's working full time, but from home. And he's making her breakfast, making her drinks.
He he goes to make the bed.
He makes the bed. He goes, oh no, it's sheets day. And strips the bed and like does the washing, does the dishes and all that kind of stuff. And I saved it. I showed Bear and I went, this is you, except I don't work full time.
I'm like,
you are trying to keep me healthy. You are making sure we're working on my health and you're basically making sure that the house is running.
And still working full time.
And still working full time. Not full time. You don't work full time.
Oh, true. Pretty close.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
I'm working part time. But
you are enjoying your new job though.
Part time, plus I mum, plus I homeschool. So technically, I'm a full-time job times 3. Times all the things. A mother's job is a full-time job.
Yeah, 100%.
But like 50 billion full-time jobs. But I thought it was really hilarious because I could never actually relate to those videos. I'm like, nah, this is my husband. But I do have like times where I walk through my house and go, there's too much stuff and just rage clean. And if I'm trying to do any sort of work or anything, I have to have
a clean space.
A clean space. Otherwise, because my brain is pure chaos.
It just means you need to do more work and that way it'll always be clean.
Says the one that has me on, what is it?
What?
A sabbatical from
Well,
most life things right now.
Yes.
That's another podcast, guys. That's another podcast.
We'll get to that one. It's fine. But we were talking about fun this morning, weren't we?
We were.
Because you were the fun police, and we were talking about fun. And we were talking about what fun looks like.
Yeah. I was trying to think of times when I've done things that were fun.
And I think one of the things that, like, is something maybe to think about is the idea that, especially as you have kids and you come through that stage of, like, just trying to make sure that they're, like, fed and alive and, like, you're in survival mode, they're in chaos mode, and you're going through that process of, like, okay, it's just another day. But it's not just another day, you know what I mean? Like, for them, it's their whole world, right? And it's like, we were watching back over some videos. You remember that video where we were in one of our old houses at Mayfield, like the rental one that we had before and I think it's Zeke and Gabe's, and they're like super young. So Zeke must be 2, I guess. I don't know. He was walking. And
was he walking?
He'd come walking into, Gabe came
Just.
running into the room, and he like jumped onto the lounge and hid down, and then Zeke sort of followed him in, and then he'd sort of jump up and go, rah, and and they just run around after
I think Zeke was crawling. Oh, wait, no.
No, I'm pretty sure he just started walking
Yeah.
at that stage. Anyway, the reason for saying that is like, for them at that stage, like, one day is a whole world to them. Like, it's a whole, like, lifetime, so to speak, right? For us, it's just like, oh, we've got to get through, we got to get up, we've got to make the food, we've got to go to work, we've got to, like, change them, we've got to put them down for a nap, we've got to do all this type of stuff, and it's just like, so that we can get through another day and get on. And you sort of miss, we've talked about that heaps, about missing the fun, missing the enjoyment of just enjoying that period of life.
Yeah.
And I think in that stage, fun for them and you was very different to what now almost adult teenagers and preteen look like, you know what I mean? Like, the fun is very different. And I think that's probably just a growth journey that them need to go on together of, okay, well, the fun that we used to do of just like, hey, let's go down to the park and let's do this. Like, that's not their fun anymore.
No, their fun now is stuff that would put hairs on my chest.
We don't want that look. What do you mean? Give an example.
Well, Gabriel, for his 16th birthday, which is coming up very soon, wants to jump out of a plane. Yes. It's all things that would make a mother have sleepless nights.
You can come jump out of the plane as well.
No thanks.
I choose life. No thanks.
I choose life. No, like the motorbikes and fast things and jumping off high things and doing crazy flips on trampolines and just, yeah.
Was it Gabe that was flipping off the roof the other day onto the trampoline? Probably.
Oh, Isaiah.
True. I don't think he flipped. I think he jumped, and then when he hit the trampoline, then he flipped. Anyway, doesn't matter, but...
Yeah. I don't think my leg bends that way anymore.
Getting old. Got to stretch more. Mobility. Flexibility. Strength. They're all part of the thing.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. Can't just deadlift.
Why not?
Because it's not that
just lift heavy things.
Yeah. You got to bench press as well.
Guys, I can lift heavy things.
You didn't this week.
Nope, this week was my week off because my body said so. My body was like, no. And I am getting used to. There's so much hair coming out of my hair. I am
thought you weren't
getting
gonna touch
used
your
to. I'm getting used to
The new norm.
the new norm of working.
But we talked about it. You are really enjoying your
I
new
love
work.
it. I love it. I've done extra hours last week and the week before. No.
Yeah.
Last week?
Mm-hmm. You did last week. You did extra day and extra hours, and the week before.
This week I'm doing extra again. I'm just getting used to it. Just gonna kind of get used to all of it.
But we don't take this for granted, right? I mean, there's a lot of people that we know. You could be one of them that we know, or you could be in this situation and all sorts of stuff. We don't take for granted the fact that we have been very blessed to not have you.
We've worked really hard for that, though.
Yes. And we've sacrificed a lot to not have you have to work full-time or even permanent part-time or anything for the better part of 20 years almost. Drake will turn 20 in October. I
casually
finished your work mid-pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a good 4 months or so there that you weren't working. And then I don't think you worked until we went to Townsville. And Drake was nearly 2 or turned 2 when we got up there, a couple of months after we got up there.
Yeah.
And you held a couple of jobs for short periods of time while you're up there. You had Sizzler, didn't you?
I worked at Sizzler, guys.
Oh, pumpkin soup and croutons.
Cheesy bread.
Cheesy bread. Yum. Who remembers Sizzler?
If you are Australian, you'll remember Sizzler.
Is Sizzler an American thing as well?
I don't know. But there's no more around anymore. The one in Townsville is no longer. It's now officially gone. I loved it so much.
I mean, there's probably so many other options in America. Like everywhere we go, there's like big chain restaurants and big buffets.
And
I
I worked there.
Stuff.
And then I was a school chaplain.
You might have to say that again without the yawn.
I was a school chaplain.
You really enjoyed that work as well.
Loved it. Loved it. And then...
You did anything else while we were up there?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Then after that, we came back here.
You had more babies.
We all came back to, Newcastle.
Yeah,
had more babies. And I didn't work at all.
For a long time.
For a very, very long time. Until...
Probably at least a decade.
Just before I started working again in 2000 Well, that's not true. I was volunteering at our church.
That's not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about work, like paid employment for those type of things.
Yeah, but that also took me away from the home.
True.
Then...
Was the next one the plant shop?
Yeah.
Which you really enjoyed working at the plant shop.
Loved it. Oh, my gosh.
For those that don't know, and I don't know how you don't know unless you don't know Christy personally, but there's a plant there and there and there and there and there and there's 2 there and there's some there, and that's just the ones I can see in this room. Outside I can see 3, but the rest are all hidden because they're behind something else. There's more upstairs. And that's probably 1/10 of what you want in the house, isn't it?
It's actually a lot less than what I used to have.
That's true.
Fun fact, when we moved up to Queensland, I drove up one weekend coinciding with a women's conference I had up here. But I drove all my plants up in my 4-wheel drive because I refused to have them on the back of a truck.
That was hilarious.
And they stayed with my friend for a couple of months.
But yeah, we literally loaded up the Prado. So there was enough room for you and your bag.
Yeah, 7-seater car.
And the rest was all the other seats were laid down or whatever, and everything was just packed, and it was just plants galore. You would have been very oxygenated.
It was the best trip ever. I was a happy girl.
So you did that. How long were you at the plant shop for? Because I feel like you were there for a while, but...
I was there for a while before COVID. Then COVID happened. And then... we closed and then we reopened again after. And yeah.
But you were in 2 different locations.
Yes, we were. So
Was
there
the
like-
close, was the move coinciding with the close? Oh, sorry, was the move coinciding with COVID close?
At least ended. For the
Yeah,
first
right,
one.
okay.
But it coincided with all that COVID was.
So you did that and then you sort of stopped.
Yep. And then there was nothing else.
There was nothing else. And so, again, we don't take that for granted in any way, shape or form. We know there are lots of parents where, we know that there's lots of couples that we know where both parents choose to, and then there's lots that we know that feel obliged that they have to. And there's no judgment from us in any way, shape or form. Like
No.
we totally get that. Like, and we look at a lot of things that we have had to go without, and a lot of things that we are now paying the price for, quite literally, for not having two parents or two incomes for a while, and that is just a choice. That
I was obviously, I'm a brand partner with Young Living, so that was happening all throughout that time I was home anyway, for at least the last 5 years.
True.
And so that was a source of income, but that basically was paying for our orders, so that was good.
Yeah. So.
And I still am.
Yeah, you still are.
Oh, sorry, I just touched the microphone.
That's okay. I don't know how we got onto that topic. Oh, fun, because we were talking about, obviously, fun changing. And
my job is fun.
And your job is fun.
I actually really love it. I had my first cranky customer yesterday. For those who don't know, I work in a Whole Foods organic
Supermarket?
Well, health food store.
Health foods. Well, yeah, which fully aligns with everything that you talk and believe. And
that has in-house naturopaths, which is amazing. So,
is that your favourite type of path?
Why?
It's a naturopath. Is that your favourite kind of path?
What kind of other paths are there?
Pathology?
I like that one. Psychopath?
Yeah, there you go. So we've got a psychopath, we've got pathology, we've got a naturopath, we've got a pathway.
A pathway. It's a pathway?
Don't know. It wasn't meant to go anywhere. See, it was meant to be fun. Just laugh.
Guys, sometimes we have no idea what we're going to share about and we just let the Holy Spirit lead. Some days we just have no idea what we're sharing about and we just talk crap.
This could be one of those days. And the way it's going, it could just be, which is fine.
We'll make it a short and sweet fun one.
It'll be awesome.
But talking about fun and laughter.
No.
Wait, talking about fun and laughter.
Yes.
We do have a thing where we will save each other. What's my love language?
Words of affirmations. Words of affirmation.
What is my other language? And how do I show that love language?
By being in a real relationship with me and sending me 400 million thousand reels.
That all require him to read something.
Oh, we were sitting down the other way. She goes, I've sent you some reels.
Have a look.
And I opened it up and I'm just like, oh, okay, there's like 400 here. And so I opened up the first one and I'm like looking at it and there's a couple of words. And I'm just like,
why are you sending this to me?
No. There was only a couple of words on one. And then I'm like, oh, and you're like, open the caption. And I opened the caption. I'm like, ugh.
I'm like, stop it.
There's so many words. And then
This is my love language. Words.
I don't have Instagram to read. I have Instagram so I can look at 10-second videos.
I'm not there to learn something. I'm there for entertainment. Oh my gosh.
Like, if you want me to, like, have one of those ones where someone's talking, like, while they're doing something, I'm like, that's awesome. I don't want to read. Oh, my goodness.
So anyway, that's all right. But we often will send things to each other. He'll put a warning, not near the kids.
Yeah, I'm like, don't open this one near the kids. I'm like, this one's for you and me.
And then, but it's
What
like
was your
where then we'll come together and we'll watch them together. And oh my gosh, sometimes there's ones where you're like barely laughing. But our favorite thing to do then is go to the comments. There is some reels that
As you would
happen.
know. I'm sure everyone
as everyone would know, that then like people are just falling over themselves to get to the comments, because the comments are where the gold is. And seriously, there is some that have just been
too many syllables in seriously.
It's been so funny.
It has been good.
Funny. So funny. Oh my gosh. It's the best ever.
I'm sure, but yeah, it is pretty funny. And
guys, you need to have fun.
But what did you do the other day? You sent through. I'm just torn between wanting to make sure that all I consume is good and holy. Wholesome. And then the other half of me just wants to read all the things I shouldn't and post all the naughty reels.
The naughty, inappropriate reels.
How about my husband? I think were your exact words.
Oh, sugar and spice.
Very, very nice.
And all things nice.
So we need to figure out what's new and fun that you can do that doesn't require us to have to go buy 6 new motorbikes and 100 acres and...
Though, that would be fun.
It would be fun, but...
But it's not necessarily what's my fun, it's what's the boys' fun.
Well, that's what I mean. But you've got to... No, it's not your fun. It's what fun can you have with the boys. Because I was up last night with the 2 older ones and we were just having fun.
We did.
I had my latest night in forever.
I rolled over at 12:30 and looked at the side of the bed and I'm like, why are he's not here?
I'm usually crashed out by 10:30 at the absolute latest. We're up early every day. Sometimes it's because of the gym. Sometimes it's because Gabe starts really early and he's got no alarm clock, or if he did, it would wake the whole house up, so we don't want that. Sometimes it's just because I'm getting up early and just getting going for the day or whatever. Getting you work ready. But last night, we didn't have anything on this morning. And one kid finished at 10 and the other kid was still up. And we ended up getting frappes at 10:30 last night and watching just funny stuff on the TV. And then the qualifying for the Grand Prix was at midnight, so we watched that. And then I was literally, it didn't matter if I was sitting or standing watching the qualifying, I was falling asleep. I stood up and nearly fell into Alex. I was so tired. I was literally standing just here. And Alex is laying down there and I was like, I'm just sort of, I sat down and missed 2 laps. I'm like, whoa, okay, I got to stand back up. So I just kept sitting and standing. I was doing squats, just sort of.
Can't hang.
Can't hang at 1. I was crawled into bed at a couple of minutes after 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm just pretty much just, it was honestly.
Me not knowing, I'm waking him up.
Honestly, it was that
6:30 this morning,
situation.
good morning.
Lay in bed, pull blanket up, heads on pillow, gone. Just absolutely.
That's you every night.
Well, actually, it's funny. Did you see that comment that I made against the video where someone was posting a video about, hey, I just read that a lot of people can fall asleep within 7 minutes or something like that. And this is one of those comment things. And he's just 7 minutes seems very short. Not me. It takes me half an hour to an hour or something like this. And 7 minutes seems fairly short. And I'm 7 minutes? I'm sub 5 on a normal night. I'm probably sub 3 if I'm really tired. It's just I'm out.
He's literally, I'm not even joking. He will lay his head down on the pillow and before I have an opportunity to roll over and say goodnight, bang, he's gone. I'm like, but then again, I've started to be like that too.
A little bit.
I'm I'll be talking to him. I'll have laid down and the lights aren't even off yet and I'm snuggled in and I'm talking to him and then all of a sudden I must not be talking to him anymore because I'm asleep. Sorry. Whoops.
Oh, well.
None for you.
Yeah.
Go sleep.
None for you.
Oh my gosh.
There's no chance of a snuggle up with that. It's just hey, I really love you.
Or always like, yeah, it's time. And then I start yawning. But apparently, when you're with the person that you're safest with, you yawn a lot.
She said this a couple of times, and there's some study around it somewhere, and you were... You're yawning, babe. But there's this study around the fact that, like, when you're with your safe person, when you're with the person that you feel most secure with, and all sorts of stuff, you feel...
Your body relaxes.
Comfortable enough that your body will relax, and therefore you yawn a lot and all sorts of stuff. And I always thought that you were just, like, bored with me or so super tired or weren't interested in being near me.
Because that's a turn on when your wife starts
yawning
at you.
But you look into this, and we did, and it was so funny. Like, it doesn't usually... Whenever you're ready. For those playing along on Spotify.
I'm yawning a lot.
Christie's is yawning a lot.
I'm actually ready to fall asleep.
But we were talking about this, and it happened to me probably the first time. I'd had a fairly big day, which is not unusual for the type of day that I was working through and all sorts of stuff. But then the moment that I picked you up, and I'd been totally fine. And the moment I picked you up from work, and I just instantly, like... was tired and yawning, and we talked about that on the way home, didn't we?
I wonder if it's a thing where because as one person you're carrying so much, but then when you connect with somebody else and you're with that person that your safe person, it's like your body relaxes in going, oh, okay, I actually have someone to help carry the load. Whether that's emotionally, like... physically, whatever.
Just thinking of Frodo and Samwise Gamgee. Share the load. I could carry it for you, Mr. Frodo.
And then he's trying to be nice, and old mate's like, you want to steal it. My precious. Guys, The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings is a big thing in our house right now.
Pretty big. Zeke's watching it for the first time. He's just watched all the extended edition Hobbits, and we've just
So I didn't start off with the normal versions, went straight into the extended versions.
You're going to do it. Do it right.
Which is hectic.
And so now we've just finished the first Lord of the Rings extended edition.
And the second one won't work.
Why?
The CD is scratched. Gosh, I got
We're
sent
streaming
back.
it.
Oh. Wait.
No, the DVD we were trying to watch the other day was our wedding video. DVD.
No! What?
Yeah, I need to test it somewhere else. It just won't play in the PlayStation. It might play in something else, but it wouldn't play in the PlayStation. It's okay. I'm still married to you. See?
Okay.
I saw we. I need to see if I can find one of those digital places where they can take the DVDs and see if they can turn it into a digital file.
Here's me trying to go back to the nostalgic of CDs and DVDs and whatnot because I'm sick of Wi-Fi in my house. And my wedding DVD won't even work. It's fine, guys.
You want to go back to records?
Yeah.
8-track.
That'd be fun.
No, it wouldn't.
Why? Have a record?
What do you want a record for? I'm not a record person.
Why not?
What? Why?
Yeah. We're two polar opposites, guys, honestly.
You disgust me. So gross. Mind you, wowzers. I can cover for you when we're out in public and say, pardon me, like, because most people don't see. The camera's pointed right at you. That one there, perfect shot. Like.
Oh, real and raw and honest, guys.
Do you need a tissue? You're crying.
No, I'm yawning, which makes me cry. Have you ever not had that?
Have I never not had that? Did it rain again? No, just wind.
Oh, just wind.
So, if we do something fun, will we stop yawning?
What are we going to do fun?
Well, I don't know, but I think it's about finding what's going to be fun for you and your boys to do together. Something that they enjoy doing. I mean,
Gabriel does love it when his e-bike is available.
when his e-bike's working and you guys go out together.
He always says to me that he wants to take me out on his e-bike because he laughs at how funny I am on it. Because I like giggle like a little schoolgirl and hold him really tight and tell him and shut my eyes because I don't trust him.
I know, Gabes took me to the movies the other day for my birthday. And
He's such a good kid.
But we went on the e-bike, which was fine, except he's taken off the rear. Like there's a normal seat, and then there's like a secondary seat, which is where I
doesn't want to double anyone, but then he wants to double someone.
So he's taking the extra seat off, and so the two of us are like sort of like on this one seat together, but I'm on the back, and I'm trying to be far enough back that I'm not squishing his legs so that he can still do the pedals and stuff.
Jumped on.
And I'm like hanging
He's
off the
like,
back.
don't poke me.
He's like, don't poke me in the bum. I'm like, mate. Anyway, we ride there. My legs are so sore trying to hold, like the foot pegs don't work properly if you're too far forward. They kept flicking backwards, and so it was a wild ride. In the end, we started riding home. I'm just like, mate, get off. I'm riding. You can sit on the back.
He's like, I don't want to cuddle anyone.
Yeah, it was fun. He did say, yes, you're probably about the only person I do trust. I'm like, so you should. Been riding a lot longer than you have been. Holy shivers.
You've crashed a lot more.
He's crashed more than I have in the time he's had his bike than I have. If it's a competition on crashes, holy shivers. I might have done more damage, but I reckon he's probably had as many crashes as I have already. So anyway, it's fun. This has been fun.
This has been fun. Random, but fun.
It's one of those. It's like one of the story fillers. You know, like where you got a series of books, and then one of the books is like, that was a bit of fun, but it was just a story filler. It wasn't like the main action or. So, yeah.
Like it's a palate cleanser.
A palate cleanser. I suppose we have had a fairly few heavy topics over the last little while.
We needed to palate cleanse with some rambles.
And we've got some fun stuff coming up. I think we'll do another.
You're like the king of fun facts, anyways.
Fun facts.
Fun fact.
I know,
used
but
to come up to me all the time. Like we would. When it was, he would just come around and go, there you go, oh, fun fact. And I'm like, oh my God.
But I don't remember them.
No, you don't.
But that's fine.
You don't remember them.
We are going to have a bit of fun. I think next time, I had it down on our list, we were going to have a bit more fun, and we're going to talk about one of our holidays.
I reckon we just make a family movie of our holiday and put that up.
That's not going to work for a podcast, though. Sorry.
Well, sorry, it's Spotify. You might miss out on that one. We'll do a bonus one.
I know, but we could talk about the stories. That's what we were talking about. Talk about the fun. Talk about the things we
could get all the boys together again, and we can talk about.
I've got to work out how to do extra microphones before we try and get multiple kids back on here again.
That's fine. We'll make it work.
Okay. Well, should we say goodbye then?
All right.
Peace out. A-Town.
What is it?
I don't know, that was 30 years ago.
Was it peace out, A-Town?
I don't know.
A-Town, peace out.
I think you tried to do this on
Mount up!
That's a different song altogether.
How do you summon a generation with one word? But it's 2 words.
That's 2 words for you.
Mount up!
You're hilarious.
Oh, man.
All right, we will see you
hilarious.
next time. This is our Wild Beautiful Life.
Mount up!
No more. Quit.